What's going on, fellow pilots? Well, I got the little video. I'll have a better one coming, like I said, of the Peaks Dynam 3D biplane. We'll have a better video coming up on that soon. But, like I said, I got a lot of stuff into that order. I'm just going to show a couple more things here, actually just one, and kind of show you what I'm going to have a video coming up, because I want to hook a watt meter and everything up to this Detrim 70mm EDF combo. This comes with a 70mm EDF, or a 4S EDF. Comes with a 60 amp Detrim speed control and 4 digital Detrim or Dynam servos. So looks like it's a pretty good little fan. It kind of actually reminds me of the E-Flite Delta V, almost a perfect knockoff. But on this one, what I'm going to cover is a fun little do-it-yourself type of thing. Now, this little guy right here, they sell on Nitro planes, and they have like 3 or 4 different versions. They're basically all the same. This one is the Dynam Hawk Sky. I think it's like $6 or $7. I mean, absolutely next to nothing. And on RC groups, I just saw some killer threads what people were doing with these things. I mean, it's pretty much like they're made to set up like I'm about to explain here, guys. So let me pull her out of the box. All right, so I can show you. The entire thing is made out of compressed EPP foam. So the good old EPP yak style foam, you know, foam sheets that we cut out to make our, you know, like lead feather yaks and stuff like that. That's what this is made out of, but compressed. So I mean, this stuff can just take a beating. Here's the wing here. It's a 19-inch wing. Right underneath there is the tail section, if you can see that in there. Okay, and here's the fuse. Alright, part to make it happen. Now, when I first ordered this, I thought I was going to have to, you know, cut out around that painted on black canopy there to add my electronics. Now, obviously, there's 2 options you can go with this. You can just go with a free flight glider, you know, simply installing 1 servo for the ailerons and 1 servo towards the tail end for the elevator. And, you know, I've seen guys online throw them and just fly them down and throw them and fly them down, having a blast. You know, using a launcher, getting them way up in the air, gliding them down. And a real popular thing I've seen lately are people are using the good old lead feather yak setup, which is, they used to call them Blue Wonders, but these are the Hobby King motors, guys. If you've ever used one, you know exactly what this is. They come in, you know, several different sizes: 1300, 1500, and 1700. This is the 1700 that I run. I got a couple of these. I'm running those on a Turnigy Plush. I believe it is a 12 Turnigy Plush 12 amp speed control, and just one of my, you know, leftover Spectrums, since I don't run these in my big birds anymore. So this will be the similar setup. However, I've got a much smaller receiver that I'm going to put in it. But I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start out just trying the glider thing, because I can always add the motor at a later point. But I'm going to go ahead and just start out with just the servo. A small LiPo pack about this size exactly. Actually, is what I'm going to be using. This is a little E-Flite pack that was came in one of my little helicopters for, you know, flying inside. You know, just a little 2-cell, 7.4 pack, 800 and I believe 800 milliamp pack. This will be plenty. I mean, even with a motor, this will be plenty. So that's the little setup there. Now, how this works, guys, is what is really cool, and you can kind of see it here, hopefully, is right there's a line. This actually is not painted on. This is actually a removable cockpit, I guess if you want to call it, or a removable hatch. And inside there's all kinds of little grooves and areas and stuff like that, almost like this thing was made, you know, to hook up with electronics. So what I've been seeing online, it's, you know, working out great with these guys, is they're simply, there's a little cavity down right in here where you can put your little 2-cell. Receiver can go right in here, okay? And then what most guys are doing is, from what I've seen, is there's just several ways to mount the aileron servo. Basically right in this area here. There's a lot of cool ways to make it completely hidden and everything like that. Using one servo arm on each side, going small push rod straight out to your wings, cut in a little aileron strips right there, and then just have your elevator. Now I noticed, because everything has to be compact up here in the nose, so after I put this all together, what I'll do before I do any electronics to it is obviously find the balance point, mark the CG. That way I can start playing with where I want to position my electronics and know where the CG's at all point. Now I noticed a lot of guys cut out a little area right in here and bury in, you know, a small, like E-Flight servo or something like that. You know, a very small servo, smaller than 9 grams. I'd probably say like a 2.5, somewhere around in there, and then just have it right here with a little push rod going right to the elevator, and that's all there is to it. And then you just basically from the inside use a long drill bit or anything like that by hand, and just get you a little tunnel going through here, and use the old tied string method to run and pull your wire from that back servo back through. But yeah, it's a cool little glider. I mean, these things fly awesome just without a setup. But see if I can prop it up here. But you know, it's just a cool little wingspan, little 19-inch wingspan glider. You just can kind of launch with your arm and fly her down, or go ahead and mount up front one of the little Hobby King motors, and put I'd say, oh, I forgot what props I ran on my yak, but probably the similar prop to what I run on my yak, maybe a little bit smaller, being careful of amp draw. And there you go. I mean, a real easy RC glider, or a real easy RC powered glider. And I've even seen there's guys online that have actually made little pods for the fuselage right here, that they actually pod up the motor and make it into a pusher. So lots of tons of things you can do with this, and I mean, they're so cheap. Like I said, $6.99 I think is what they are, $6.89 or something like that at Nitro Planes. But just a fun little at-home project to where you don't have to worry about, you know, cutting the plane out of foam, you know, your foam board and stuff like that. Basically, you've got your airfoil, you've got your wing, you've got your fuselage, everything's ready for flight. You know, it's just getting a little creative and seeing what you can do with it. So I'm gonna, like I said, probably test her out as a glider first. Maybe put a little hook in front and do just a little mini bungee out at the field and see what happens. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a fun little project when I can get around to it, and we'll see how good she does. I want to see how I can do with maybe giving her a little bit of nose weight. I don't think I'll have to add anything at all. I think I'll have to actually use that servo in the back as a counterbalance to keep the CG level. But just making her to a good old hand throw, kind of like the DLG gliders that you see made out of balsa carbon fiber. Giving her a throw up, and just enjoying a, you know, 4, 5, 6, who knows how many good little circles or loops or something like that, and coming down and landing her. So that'll be a fun little project, guys. And once again, on Nitro Planes, this is the Dynam Hawk Sky, and it is EPP, free flight. There are the specs for you guys there. Wingspan 19.7 inches, length 19.5, flying weight 1.6 ounces or 45 grams. So a cool little, you know, just play around with type of glider, but you can definitely take it a lot further. So a little fun idea for you guys, little you know, evening project, I guess, because it won't take long to do everything. And I'm going to get mine going. If anybody else out there has these or threw these in the cart on a recent order or something like that, and you've done the similar, you know, leave a comment. I'd love to see video or anything that you guys have done. I've got a couple different ways of setting it up that I've seen that have been proven great in flight. I mean, these guys are zipping these things all over the sky, and it's just not a problem. And I'll tell you what, that's a $6 ARF, I guess you could call it. I mean, you can't beat that. So that is another project looking to come here pretty soon. So we'll start out with a glider, see how she does, then we'll put a power system in there, see how she does. And if she does good, I'm going to order a bunch of these bad boys, and maybe, who knows, make little kits with everything you need in them, including designs and plans of how I installed my gear, and who knows, you know, put a couple dollars extra on there for the electronics and motor and stuff like that from Hobby King, and you know, who knows, maybe someone's interested in picking one up. So I will keep you updated on this. This will be a fun one. I like doing stuff like this. I like taking, you know, all my RC stuff apart and putting and building RC stuff. See what I can make. See what I can do. This should be very simple. So stick around. Got a lot more videos coming. Thanks, guys.